we doing, guys? Welcome to the Friday Waffle. I'm actually making this very early, and it is going to be a short one. I know I keep saying that every week, and it tends to not be a very short one, but it is going to be a short one today. Yeah, I trust you've all had a good week. Following on from my waffle last week, work is absolutely pandemonium. I've never, in all my working life, I've never been as busy as I am right now. But you know what? In some respects, I don't actually mind. I don't mind it. It makes for a really quick day. You know, it gets to like 2 o'clock and I'm thinking, I wish it was 9 o'clock because I've still got so much work to do. It's one of these jobs where I could work till midnight every single day and I would still never ever get up to date. So yeah, that's fine. The reason I'm having to make this video early is because at 5 o'clock tonight, myself and Ava, my daughter, we are going to it's a gaming thing. What the hell is it called? Insomnia, and it's down in Coventry, which is a bloody 5-hour drive for us. So I want to get ready to go bang on 5 o'clock. I don't really know much about it. It was my daughter that told me about it. She, like most kids her age, she loves Minecraft, and she'll sit and watch people playing Minecraft. Now that just confuses the hell out of me. Why would anybody want to sit and watch somebody playing a video game? I have absolutely no idea why somebody would want to do that. Yeah. So yeah, she found this insomnia thing down in Coventry. Apparently, I've done a quick Google on it. Got the tickets for it. Obviously, it looks to be like some big massive LAN party, loads and loads of people all playing stuff online. But there appears to be a sort of classic retro section, if you will. So that'll keep me amused for a while. There's also some YouTube people taking part. Now sadly my invite must have got lost in the post. Can't think what happened there. Yeah, it's mostly people that play Minecraft, including a few of the people that my daughter likes to watch, so they're going to be doing some question and answer things, so that's going to be interesting. No doubt I'll get recognised and get asked to go up on stage and take my shot, so as long as I've got plenty of money to pay me. So yeah, that's that. I'm leaving tonight at 5 o'clock, travel down to Coventry, get down there for probably 10 o'clock, up nice and early on the Saturday morning, go to this thing, and then we're staying in the Travelodge again on the Saturday night and then back up the road on Sunday. So that's that, and that is it. What have I been doing this week? I've had quite a busy week actually. I've got a few things I'm going to let you see. I'll make a video for in the coming weeks. I got one of these just specky things which I've already done a video of. I did borrow my mate's, but I've now got my own one. It's basically a brand new Spectrum. You need to get your own ULA chip, which I have got. I took out of a Plus 2, and you put it inside a Spectrum case. So yeah, I'm not going to let you see it because it looks like a normal Spectrum, but I'm going to do a Mamemeister look at for that. So I got that. My mate George kindly did the modification for me. He had to kind of Dremel out wee bits so that the thing would actually fit in the case. As is the case with these things, no pun intended. He did all the hard stuff. He got the ULA chip put in, you know, taken out. He got the Dremel, he got the case all Dremeled out, so it was just nice to go in. The guy that makes these, the screw holes in the board are slightly out of line from the screw holes in the Spectrum, so we probably spent half an hour trying to get that working. Then, what was the other thing? Yeah, there's a reset switch which George went to fit, and it fell on the floor. And do you think we could find it? Nah. We spent half an hour down our hands and knees, out our misses, looking for said reset switch, couldn't find it. Eventually George had to open up his own one and give me his reset switch, so it took longer looking for a part on the floor than it did to actually do the whole modification thing, but it's the dog's bollocks. It's utterly fantastic. So yeah, done that. As I mentioned, I sold my Shield I mean, I was a massive fan of the Shield, but I never used it, and when you don't use things, it's just pure and simply a complete waste of money. But however, I did buy this thing. Now, this is this is a JXD, I can't remember what the hell it's called, 7800S B? I don't know what the hell it's called. Anyway, it's a JXD console. Now, I did have a shot of this, and the one thing I didn't like about it, these sticks, they feel great, but the problem is, now I've got very, very, very dry hands. I really do have dry hands, and my fingers just don't stick to them very well. So what I'm going to do, can anybody come up with any suggestion as to how I can make these a bit more sticky or less slippery? What I was thinking of doing is just getting a wee bit blue tack, tiny wee bit blue tack, and just popping it on the top of these things. Don't know. Either that, or else I might, what I was going to do, see if I can get some kind of rubber that I can sort of stick on top of it. If anyone's got any suggestions how to make this less rubbery, I shall do so. But I'm going to very quickly let you see this, because it's, I've got to say, I wasn't impressed with it when I first got it, but wow, I am seriously impressed. Love it. I've only had it 2 days. Let's have a look. Here's a PlayStation. Yes, restore game. This is going to load Ridge Racer, hopefully. Now, I'm going to attempt to play it back to front. If I can. Oops. I have no idea what I'm actually doing here, but it is absolutely sweet. The screen is just gorgeous. So yeah, I mean, it's got really loud sound, it's got stereo sound. Emulator wise, I've got the Mega Drive, Neo Geo, Game Boy Color, Atari 2600, Commodore 64, PC Engine, MAME, SNES, NES, Game Boy Advance, N64, PlayStation, Spectrum, Amiga and Atari ST. So I'm going to make a separate review of this thing, but I've got to say, I mean, I know Steve Benway did do a review of it, and you know, it's bloody awesome, absolutely awesome. Quick pick-up time. I don't do pick-up videos per se, but as I've mentioned, my sister-in-law is a manager of a Heart Foundation shop. Now, she gives me the pick of stuff and I pay her for them. What did I get? She brought through yesterday, Tenchu, The Wrath of Heaven. Heaven. Probably the best football game ever made after Sensible Soccer, and it's the original Pro Evolution Soccer on the PlayStation 2. Martin Johnston on the front, that's actually a great game. Rugby, I don't know what it is, I think I've got Rugby 2005, but that is actually an excellent game. Sean Palmer's Pro Snowboarder thing. Enter the Matrix, fortunately I didn't pay that, because I would have been utterly ripped off. Yeah, probably shite, but anyway. Dave Mira Freestyle BMX. And Grand Theft Auto Vice City, probably the best Grand Theft Auto game ever, apart from the last one, or the current one. So yeah, got them, got that, you've seen that. Right, a couple of things I'm going to talk about. In fact, before I've got one thing here, I'm going to do a VR. Yeah, I was thinking about this last night, what the hell was it? Fuck, what the hell was it? I've completely lost what I was going to talk about. You know what, I'm going to do the VR response. Infected Flinch asked a question, and there's been a few responses, including Kev down the rabbit hole. Now what Mr. Flinch is asking, does hardware or software make a console? I'm guessing when he say make a console, he means, does it make the console successful? Or what makes a console successful? Is it the hardware or the software? Now the obvious answer is going to be the software, because as we all know, there have been various machines over the years that are really technically competent, but for whatever reason the software has been I'm just trying to think about this before I talk. Yeah, there's been various bits of impressive hardware, but they've never made it because the software has been rubbish. Now you could say, well, if the software is rubbish, that technically means that the hardware is rubbish, but that's not always the case. I mean, case in point, Atari Jaguar, fantastic bit of hardware, quite a powerful piece of hardware. I mean, you know, it's probably, well, I don't know, on par with a PlayStation, whatever, but it was way ahead of its time, and apart from, is it not TXK, what's it called, Tempest 2000 I think it is, I'm looking because it's up there, which is an awesome game. Most of the games in the Jaguar were absolutely a pile of wank, and conversely the Jaguar fell over and died a very, very premature death. The other machine which I'm looking at here, 3DO, again a very, very good piece of hardware, but again the software largely was rubbish. I mean, there was a few games which were good for it, but the 3DO, it was really touted as a multimedia experience machine, a bit like the Amiga CD32, and you know, the games that came out, they were just full of full motion video. God, that's a very 90s, early noughties term. It was, in fact, it was late 90s. Full motion video. Yeah, now you would just run a mile when you saw a game that had full motion video. But yeah, the CD32 and the 3DO largely relied on full motion video, and conversely there was very little gameplay, and conversely the games were shite, and so nobody bought them. Nobody bought the console, and it fell over and again died a premature death. I mean, the CD32 had a ridiculously short-term shelf life, just because most of the games were rubbish. They didn't actually bring anything to the fore. But yeah, I mean, the best example you could say that made a machine successful, the hardware itself, you could probably argue and say it wasn't very good, but because of the games, made it successful. ZX Spectrum, you know, the ZX Spectrum is not an impressive piece of hardware. Yeah, it's got quite a fast processor, but you know, compare it to compare it to the Atari 800. The Atari 800 is probably my, when you say it's my favourite, yeah, it's the most impressive 8-bit machine. It had way more colours than any other 8-bit machine. I think it had hardware scrolling. The sound wasn't too bad. It wasn't as good as the C64. But the Atari 800, I mean, I think the price was the biggest issue. But there was a lot of games that came out in the Atari 800 which were just quite frankly crap. Absolute bollocks. And so, you know, it never got used, and it failed. It did fail probably because it was too expensive. But yeah, the Spectrum isn't a particularly good bit of hardware, but people were able to write fantastic games. They were really able to get the best out of it with limited resources, and conversely the Spectrum went on to be one of, certainly probably the best selling computer in the UK. I think the Commodore 64 still holds the accolade of being the best selling computer in the world. I don't know if that's changed, I think it probably still is. Atari 2600, again a very average, low powered system, but you know, people were able to push the right buttons and get some awesome results out of it, especially now, you know, in the sort of, I mean, there's some brilliant games that are getting written for these machines. But yeah, so I mean, it doesn't, you don't have to have, it doesn't matter how good a system is. Your average Joe Blogs like myself, who could not program for toffee, I rely on people writing games for my machines. So unless people make games for the machines, I won't buy it, and most people won't buy it unless you're a programmer. You're not going to go and buy the system. I mean, other machines, the Dreamcast, yeah, absolutely fantastic machine, but again, it stopped getting supported very, very early on, probably because Sega went down the tubes. But it's an awesome machine, and the games that did come out for it are pretty much really good. But people stopped making games for it, and it just dropped dead. It literally dropped dead overnight. So yeah, I would say it's a twofold question. The hardware itself, largely, especially nowadays with your iPhone generation and your PS4 generation, they're not going to play the Spectrum, you know, which will be proved when the Vega or the Vega falls on its arse, which I think it will do, unfortunately. But yeah, people nowadays don't want to play old games. It's only old farts like myself that want to play them. But so yeah, the hardware nowadays has got to be competent. It's got to be able to do what it, you know, it's got to be able to be HD, it's got to have a HDMI connection, it's got to have good sound. I mean, you never hear of a console nowadays not having good sound. That's just something you don't get. So the hardware's got to be, you know, good. I mean, the thing is, like, the Wii, when the Wii came out, it was novel. You could waggle this thing about and control it, whatever. The Wii, the actual hardware of the Wii wasn't great. I mean, it was probably, I mean, I'm no expert, it was probably slightly more powerful than the PS2. And a lot of the games were shite. I mean, they really were bloody awful. Terrible. But then, with the right, so the hardware that came out was probably kind of out of date. I mean, it came out after, yeah, it did, yeah, it came out after the 360 and the PS3. And yet, the hardware it used was older, so it seemed a bit daft. But people cottoned on to it, you know, people liked the sort of motion controls. And so it sold by the bucket load. It made a lot of money. There was a lot of shite out for it, but there was also some great games, especially, I was always convinced that the Wii had a secret mode that only Nintendo could actually get access to, because you compare Super Mario Galaxy and it just looks absolutely stunning. It looks HD compared to the rest of the games that were out for it, so I don't know whether they knew stuff that they didn't tell people. Probably not, they just probably had a better knowledge of the system. But yeah, the Wii wasn't a particularly powerful machine. It didn't do HD, it looked pretty rubbish, but people, they made games for it, so it sold by the bucket load. So yeah, but I would say nowadays hardware's got to be good, it's got to be of a sufficient quality that people are going to want to buy it. But you need people to make games for it. Without any games, it will fall flat on its face. But then you do get the the things like the Atari 2600, the Spectrum. Not particularly. Not the Atari 26. Yeah, the Atari 2600. Yeah, not particularly powerful machines, but in the right hands with the right games, then it'll be a success. So yeah, I'm kind of going in circles a wee bit. That is that. You know what? I can't for the life of me remember what I was going to talk about. I'll probably, if I do remember, I'll probably do a VR, because it was going to be something I wanted to get people's answers to. So rather than add it into my Friday Waffle, I'm going to do a VR response. I might even do a VR response tomorrow night when I'm down in Coventry, if I've got a spare 20 minutes or so. Right, yeah, anything else? I've got a couple of, and I keep saying this and you probably think I'm bullshitting, but I've got a couple of hopefully exciting videos coming off. I've mentioned before I'm going to be doing not a live link up as such, I'm going to be doing a talk, a podcast type thing where we'll just talk pish with a couple of my subscribers. Now, I was able to, Jamie, who's he's been a long-term subscriber and he's always, you know, given me a lot of support and commented, which I always appreciate. Him and Brian we're going to get together. We've been trying to organise it for a few weeks and it's not quite come off because Brian works stupid shifts. But anyway, apart from it all being Brian's fault, Jamie and I did actually get online on Skype. I can't remember what day it was, Wednesday I think it was, for an hour, and it was good. It was great fun talking to Jamie. You know, he did say it was a bit bizarre talking to me, which I can completely understand. Yeah, when you're talking to somebody, he said when he was talking to me it was like he was watching my Friday Waffle. But so I had a wee kind of trial just to see that, you know, the technical side of things were sorted, and it came across really well. So yeah, we're going to be doing that, and I've also put out not a proposition, a suggestion, proposal, whatever you want to call it, to a rather well-known YouTuber. I'll say no more than that. I've asked if he would like to get together with myself and just do a grumpy old men production. I think it would be, we're both quite similar. I'll let you decide who it's going to be. And he did say he would like to do it, but it's going to be something we need to get the time to do. So hopefully that will come off in the next couple of months or so. But I think that will be really good. I'd really look forward to doing that. I think it would be excellent fun and a big hee-haw. So yeah, that is it, guys. It is a shorter than normal waffle, but I need to get back to work. Yeah, that's it. I don't think there's anything else I was going to say. Like I said, I'll do another video. I'll do that VR thing probably tomorrow. So that is it, guys. Have a great weekend. I'm going to be very busy tomorrow, probably very busy putting my hand into my wallet if it goes the way these things normally go with my daughter. So yeah, have a great weekend. I'm looking forward to going away tonight. I'm not looking forward to the drive, but I'm sure it should be a bit of a laugh. So have a great weekend, guys. As usual, yeah, please, if you can come up with any suggestions what I can put over these little analog sticks on the JXT, please let me know. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment and subscribe, and stick any comments below for next Friday's Waffle. I do apologise now if I've missed off any questions that anybody asked, because I've not had time to actually look at it. So anyway, guys, that is it. Thank you for watching, and I shall catch you later.
Thanks for watching my Mamemeister channel. Please feel free to like, comment or subscribe. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter.